Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The New South Wales Rugby League today has selected a squad of 20 to represent New South Wales BB Blues for the Holden State of Origin Game 3 at ANZ Stadium on Wednesday, July 17. The players are Josh Dugan, St George Illawarra; Brett Morris, St George Illawarra; Michael Jennings, Sydney Roosters; Josh Morris, Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs; Jared Hayne, Parramatta Eels; James Maloney, the Sydney Roosters; Mitchell Pearce, Sydney Roosters; Paul Gallen, Captain, Cronulla Sharks; Robbie Farah, Vice Captain, West Tigers; James Tamau, North Queensland Cowboys; Ryan Hoffman, Melbourne Storm; Luke Lewis, Cronulla Sharks; Greg Bird, Gold Coast Titans; Andrew Fafita, Cronulla Sharks; Trent Merrin, St George Illawarra; Josh Reynolds, Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs; Anthony Watmow, Manly Warringah Sea Eagles; Aaron Woods, West Tigers; James McManus, Newcastle Knights; and Boyd Cordner, Sydney Roosters.
Yeah, Paul Gallen, we all know he sustained that injury in Game 3. He's in a moon boot. We'll have another look at him tomorrow. Probably won't expect him to do any running in the early part of the week, but hopefully by Thursday, Friday, we'll have a good indication of whether he'll be ready to go. Greg Bird injured his ankle. Again, he's in a moon boot. The first assessment on Greg was that it may be a week or two. Spoke to Greg, he seems to think he'll be right. So, the other guy, Jared Hayne, hamstring injury, not playing tomorrow night. Again, speaking to Jared, he thinks that he'll be right, but again, he'll have to be running, by Wednesday, Thursday, at full speed, given it's a hamstring injury for us to use him the following week.
McManus was a size thing if he used to come in, that was basically the selection on.
Yeah, James is in good form. He's been there before. When we looked at the CVR, which is the contribution value rating, he's the best in terms of what he brings to the table with the wingers, all wingers in the competition. He's playing well, and he adds a bit of size out wide. And if anything happens to Jared, James will come in.
Laurie, in your mind, do you have a cut-off point for you to make a decision on these guys? What do you want to know?
I think certainly by the weekend. And to have these other guys not knowing, when they come in, basically they'll have to prepare as if they're going to play. Given it's our three most experienced players, three leaders in Greg, Gal and Jared, we'll give them every opportunity to be right, but at some point there has to be a cut-off, and I'm assuming, mate, putting me on the spot now to be, probably Friday.
Were you involved in the fitness test for Jared today?
No, I wasn't, mate, no.
That was just about tomorrow night, was it?
Yes, I believe. No, I haven't. No, I haven't spoken to, last I spoke to Hainsey was yesterday. And he didn't think he'd be right to play on Monday, but he definitely thought he'd be right Wednesday week. So I'll give him that opportunity, and we'll assess him tomorrow and have a look at some of his scans and see where we go.
Is it the guys on standby, is it purely a matter of Woods for Gallen, Cordner for Bird, or could it be,
Oh, look, that's what we're thinking, but nothing's concrete there yet. But yeah, that's probably more than likely the way we'll go.
You mentioned though your three more experienced players. Fair to say that you probably wouldn't take a much upon them if it wasn't them, for instance?
Oh, yeah, that's probably fair. They're pretty important members of the team, and they're pretty influential, and they're good leaders to have around the group. So, and given what they've done, they deserve the opportunity to have every chance to be right in the biggest game that we've played in for a while. So, we'll see how they go.
The way your team was named, Jared on the wing, is that the if he is fit, that's the way going forward?
Yeah, I think Josh could handle the wing too, and I would assume that we may see both of them playing fullback at some stage.
Laurie, Nathan Merritt, unlucky, doesn't get another chance.
Yeah, unfortunately, Nath doesn't get another chance, but we're excited about Jared being back in the team and hopefully being right. I think he's proved that he's a great Origin player, and when you've got someone like that to come back in your team, you make a position available, and Josh Dugan was player's player in game 2. So
Even without Jared, he won't get another shot.
sorry.
Even without Jared, they wouldn't get another shot.
Well, at this stage, probably not. No, but we'll see how things pan out. I'm not quite sure how James McManus pulled up after today's game, so you never know.
You be changing much, Laurie, as far as preparation?
No, it'll be the same preparation, and that's why we've gone back to James and Jared coming back into the squad. Is that they're familiar with the goings on and what's required. So for us, if we got some new guys there that can get into the system straight away from day one, I think that's an advantage for us if we need them down the track.
How difficult will it be for you going into a game of this magnitude with 3 players where you're not sure if they're going to play or not? It's hard enough to beat Queensland at full strength, can't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a challenge, but that's the exciting thing about it. That's it's state of origin. It always tosses up different scenarios, and you just got to accept it and move on. I can't wait to embrace the challenge. I can't wait to get back into camp. I'm hoping the players will be. And I know they will be. So, it's just it's just a good opportunity for everyone to create their own little bit of history.
How about his injury to Greg Bodle?
I spoke to him. He said the initial report was not a ligament, but he jammed some compartment in his foot. So he said that they've told him it'd be a 1 to 2 week injury, and so that's as far as I know.
Does James know already?
No. I it was one of those things that, and it's like Nathan. I haven't told Nathan, but given that they've got a game to prepare for, and I just don't think it's fair to the teams on the day of the game that they either get a call up or a phone call to say that they've missed out on selection.
Why avoid corner?
He's a guy that can play tight and he can play on the edge, and he's a guy that brings some size. He's playing in a team that's going really well, and I think that's important. If you're going to pick players, you've got to pick them in form, and all these guys are playing some really good football, and he's a guy that has got a big future in front of him. And even if he doesn't play in this game, I think it'll be valuable for his experience going forward, because he's the future, and he's someone that'll be a member of the New South Wales side, if not in game 3, then certainly in the future.
You've decided to stick with the utility on the bench?
Yeah. Again, he's a really good kid, Josh. It's a difficult position to be that 4th reserve sometimes. You don't know when you go on. You don't know where you'll go on. And given that, we didn't want to make too many changes, and and everyone can bounce back into camp and know what's required. Yeah, I mean he's a terrific kid and someone who we can use really well if given the opportunity.
Was Ferguson still stood down and not available, or you just thought, given he might be...
No, I think he stood down till the 16th of this month, so he wouldn't have been able to have any sort of contact or training with the group. So he'd be a pretty special player if he was able to be selected with no training and no preparation. But yeah, no, that's how it stands with him. Have I? Not yet, no.
But James Maloney, Loz, you're confident he can handle, they can fire a bit of traffic at him again?
Yeah, I mean, Queensland certainly did that in game 2. But it's always easy to direct traffic at someone when you've got plenty of ball. So I'm sure if we get plenty of the ball, some of their people may feel the same heat.
Laurie, Mitchell Pearce externally is under a lot of pressure, but some suggesting this could be his last shot at Origin. How do you talk to him and deal with him with regards to that?
Oh, I think I've said it before. Mitchell's a wonderful player. Played extremely well in game 1. We didn't perform so well in game 2. I don't care who you are. If you're kicking from 35 metres off your own try line, as a halfback, you're going to find it difficult to find space. In game 1, our kicking game was fantastic, and look, I got every faith and confidence in Mitch. I mean, I don't know where it's coming from, this theory that it's his last game, because I've never mentioned it. I don't think like that. If I was thinking it, I'd tell people. But he's the man. He's the guy that plays in number 7. He realises, there's always plenty of pressure on everyone to perform, but he'll be good. He'll be good.
Must be pleased to have Jimmy Tomo back as well.
Yeah, no, it's good. He gives us a bit of size and experienced player. Played for Australia, and he's a guy that we could use. And he was part of the game 1 experience, and he played pretty well there. So, yeah, I mean it's a good squad, and whatever happens, we'll move forward. We're excited. We'll be ready to go.